What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about places I shop at while on a budget. I am kind of always on a budget, so these are always like my go-to places I shop at. I hardly ever go shop at stores I have to pay like full price or like a Pottery Barn or Anthropologie. I'm always buying something at a discounted price, whether it's the thrift store, a TJ Maxx, Ikea. So let's just get right into the video with place number one, which is the thrift store. And I feel like with the thrift store, there are like subcategories. When you say thrifting, generally, I feel like that means secondhand. So I think of flea markets, obviously a traditional thrift store where people donate their belongings and then they resell them. I think of estate sales, yard sales. With thrifting, it really is a hit or miss. My number one tip for shopping at thrift stores would have to be go often. You cannot go to a thrift store once and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't find anything. So like, I don't like thrifting because like, I have to look through everything, or like, I never find anything, or like yada, yada, yada. So if you think about it, when somebody donates something to the thrift store, they price it, they put it out, and then someone buys it. The items are always fluctuating, right? So like at a, say, Target, they're gonna have things that are in stock or they have multiples of items. So with the thrift store, you really do have to go a lot. And personally, I probably frequent the thrift store at least 3 times a week, whether it's after work or like on the weekend. I'm always on the hunt for something. There's always something to be found. There's always a treasure out there. The thrift store be having really good items, and I always score at the thrift store, whether it be like Habitat for Humanity Restores, which is one of my favorite thrift stores. It is different from a traditional thrift store. They do not sell clothing. They only sell furniture. They sell like hardware items, they sell doors, they sell light fixtures, they sell cabinets, couches. Actually, the couches I have, which are like Cloud Couch dupes. The couches are originally from Ashley Furnitures and they retailed for about $1,500 for the couches, but I got them there for $150. Like, that was such a steal. When shopping, I do have in mind things that I would like to find. I generally have an outline of things I'm looking for, and that can also help you while you're on the lookout at thrift stores or secondhand stores, especially at flea markets. People are always willing to bargain or to barter. You can always ask if they want to go down in price, or say you're at the thrift store and you've seen something and it was just like a little bit too expensive, or you're just like, I don't really want to pay $40 for a used side table or whatever, and then you go back like a week or two later and it's still there. You could totally call for a manager and ask like, hey, I've seen this, it's been here for a while, like would you guys go down on the price? And usually they do say yes, because they are trying to just get rid of things, because after the thrift store, like really, where does it go? Like it just goes in the trash. So obviously they're gonna say yes if you're wanting to buy something. Also, estate sales are a really fun place to shop because they are typically held, or they're held at somebody's estate, their house. Everything's sold directly out of the house. So you're really getting a feel for somebody's personal belongings and like the history. You're dealing with somebody who is also willing to barter or to bargain or to go down in price if you ask. I've always had good luck when shopping there, and especially if you're looking for vintage items. Obviously things are most likely going to be secondhand. You just might get lucky with that super special piece when shopping at an estate sale. And tying into estate sales, yard sales, I feel like yard sales are very spontaneous. When I shop at a yard sale, it's usually because I've seen it on the side of the road while I'm driving, and I'll just pull over, take a quick look. Sometimes you find things, Sometimes you don't, but when you do find something, it is a good feeling because it's just like a spontaneous find. You're just like, wow, I wasn't even planning on shopping, but I just pulled over and I found something that I liked. So it really is a mindset when shopping on a budget, I would say. Like, yeah, you're just like on a budget. You're just broke. Like, just go with it, you know? So these are just those broke girl tips. And for estate sales, there is a website, estatesales.net or estatesales.com, where they have estate sales posted, and all you have to do is enter your zip code and you can find the estate sales near you. Or if you want to drive out into like a busier place, you can guess like if there will be good stuff. Like for me, I live in Ventura County, so if I see an estate sale like in LA and it's like in Hollywood Hills or something, you know the stuff is gonna be expensive or whatever, but you might just get a good deal. You never know. Next, let's talk about online secondhand shopping. That's also a really good place for shopping on a budget. There's Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, First Dibs, OfferUp, and there's even people selling on Instagram. You can also find big box retailers like Anthropologie, Restoration Hardware, places like that on Facebook Marketplace with people selling their furniture, and it's just lightly used or not used at all. Maybe somebody bought something, they didn't end up using it, they don't really feel like returning it, they rather resell it, yada yada yada. There are a lot of instances like that, so I would recommend just going for it, just taking a look. And from experience selling, if I've had something posted for like 2 hours and somebody asked me to go down on the price, I'm gonna say no, because like it's only been 2 hours of it being posted. Like I'm not gonna go down on the price. Like let me just wait a few days, and if nobody buys it, then I'll reconsider going down on the price. So that can be an approach when asking somebody to go down on the price. Like, hey, I know you just posted this, but if nobody buys it within a week, would you be willing to go down on the price? And then you're the first one who called dibs on that item, and then they're gonna think of you when they're like, oh my gosh, this isn't selling, and you're the one who put in that offer. Next, I would like to talk about liquidation stores. So when we first moved into our apartment, we shopped at this store called Bulldog Liquidators. I have shopped there before, and they have like little knickknacks, home decor. They sell like ring lights and like clothes. They sell like appliances and washers and dryers, whatever. So if you have one of these stores in your area, I would recommend going on Instagram search or either Google searching liquidation stores near me. The one near me is called Bulldog Liquidators, and I know they have one in Simi Valley, and they also have one like in Texas. But I have seen other liquidation stores on TikTok, and they are really good places to shop because most of the time the things are high quality, and it just was something that either was returned because of like a minor damage. Like our TV console normally retailed for like $1,200, but we only got it for $300, and all that was wrong with it, it was just chipped on like one corner. All we did was get one of like those wood markers and fill in the little chip, and it's not even noticeable. And it's a really good sturdy piece that I think we're gonna have for a really long time. And sometimes you do have to splurge on a few pieces because you do want high quality pieces that will last you a long time. And sometimes you really just don't have luck shopping like at a thrift store or flea market or just secondhand, and you really do just have to buy that piece because it's gonna last you. Next, let's talk about TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, all those retail sale department stores, discount stores. I know a lot of the items are like super poor quality, and it's really just items made to be sold cheaply, like seasonal decor or whatever. But sometimes you can actually find a good piece that will last. Normally when shopping at those types of stores, I'll buy like a lamp, I'll buy like a blanket or like pillows or like a mirror, which yesterday I was actually at HomeGoods and I bought a super cute mirror, or even a rug. They have really good prices sometimes, and rugs can be so expensive and skyrocket up to like $600 to $2,000 for a nice sized rug. And at stores like HomeGoods, they really do have really good deals when it comes to items like that. I would really say check the quality of an item when you're there. Make sure it's not cracked. Make sure there's no malfunction. Make sure you ask to like plug in the lamp, or if they have outlets, like plug it in, make sure it works, all that good stuff, because sometimes it doesn't and you'll have to return. So to save your trip, just make sure you check for all those things. And also too, sometimes if something has minimal damage, and you don't mind and you really like the item, you can also call for a manager and ask if they'll go down on the price, and usually they'll give you about like 10% off, which is still a good deal, and that knocks off like the tax. Lastly, let's talk about Ikea and Amazon. Amazon has really good pillowcases. They have really good light fixtures, blankets, hardware for like your kitchen, knobs. They have faucets, things like that, which I feel like Ikea also has. So that's why I would group those two together. But when shopping on there, you can totally find such good deals. Look through the reviews, And if you're like me, scrolling on TikTok, I'm sure you've come across those Amazon finds or the dupes they have on Amazon for like designer stores and designer decor. And I recommend following one of those accounts when you come across it. They can be super helpful, and a lot of times they'll show you something you didn't know you needed, but you actually needed. And if you've caved and bought something like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because it's like so pointless, but like you actually need it, and we're just gonna justify that purchase because we needed it. And don't get me started with Ikea. Ikea is like my favorite place. One, walking through an Ikea or even browsing the website, major inspiration, just the colors and like their set designers and their prop designers and like their photographers, how they capture and do everything, and just like their designers there who design all the products. I feel like they do such a good job. They really make everything feel like home, and they really do have something for everybody, whether it's modern, traditional, whatever. I actually have a few of their furniture pieces, and they are kind of poorly made. It's not like a piece I would like pass down to like my grandchildren, you know? It's not like one of those pieces where I feel like if you were to go to a thrift store, you could find one of those pieces where it's like a vintage or it's like an antique, and you could pass that down because it's super well made. But with Ikea, I really love, like I said, their pillowcases. They have pillows. First of all, their pillow inserts are really good. Their couches are really cute, and they're normally like really affordable, or they have affordable price couches. And mirrors, they have such good mirrors, especially the Have mirror, which is like their iconic Ikea mirror, which they bring back time and time again because it's just like a fan favorite. Also, they're like little sideboards, or even if you needed like a little cabinet or anything like that, they have really good prices. Our bed frame is actually from Ikea, and it's held up pretty well. They also just have really cute knickknacks, and with Ikea, that is the place I would buy seasonal decorations because the items are just so cute. And it's like Ikea, like I feel like they have a cult following. I really like the light fixtures at Ikea. Actually, one of the lights I have over here, that one right there, is from Ikea. Ikea can have those finishing pieces that you needed for your home. So in conclusion, when on a budget, I definitely recommend shopping at multiple places, whether it's a thrift store, an estate sale, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ikea, Amazon. Do some research. Definitely, if you're on a budget, there are so many places you could shop at when looking for a deal. When you're shopping secondhand, you can always barter, whether even if it's the thrift store, or you're at an estate sale or a yard sale. And Ikea or any other place like that, sign up for their rewards program. Sometimes, especially Ikea, they have like 5% off for every purchase of like Ikea family member, and it's free to sign up to be an Ikea family member, but that's still 5% off. And when buying secondhand, you might like something but it's not fully there yet. You can always repurpose it. You could paint it, you can sand it down, restain it, you can change the knobs. You can always do a little DIY to something that just might take a little fixing up to get it how you want it, and it still might save you a few bucks, a couple bucks, might save you 100 or 200 bucks. DIY your stuff. I've bought things from the thrift store, I've sanded them down, refinished them, resanded them, I've painted it, changed the knobs, and it can become like a totally different piece where you never thought it would have. A fresh coat of paint can do so much to a piece of furniture. I hope this video was helpful to you guys and you were able to take some tips and learn something new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.